Do you know who you're voting for yet? Maybe you're undecided. Maybe you've heard the bad things about Trump, but you're thinking, but why should I vote for Kamala Harris? Maybe you're checking your bank balance and thinking that Orange Man bad doesn't give you a reason to vote for Harris. Maybe you're tired of hearing how the other guy is a fascist and being shamed into voting for Harris. I get that. You have a life, and you need to think about how you're going to live it. So give me 10 minutes here to tell you why you should vote for her for one simple reason. She's better for that bank balance. That American dream you want to live is more obtainable if she is able to enact her policies. There are other reasons you should vote for her too, but I'll cover those in another video. In this one, I'll just focus on why her plan is better for your wallet. She wants to help you own your own home. Right now, the cost of housing is through the roof. Pun intended. There are two primary reasons for that: a supply shortage and predatory investing. First, new home construction has been down since the housing bubble burst in 2008, so there's a shortage of new homes. Second, investors are buying up the low-cost homes, the ones new homeowners are most likely to buy. Over 24% of low-cost new homes were bought by investors in the fourth quarter of 2023. Harris wants to solve this problem by addressing both of these factors. To address the supply shortage, she wants to work with private contractors and local governments to cut through the red tape that makes it hard to build new homes. She also wants to add another $20 billion to the $20 billion she and Biden have already provided to stimulate private builders to build those homes. In doing so, she hopes to see the country build 3 million new homes. But it's not enough to just build them if no one can buy them. To address the issue of predatory investing, she's offering $25,000 in down payment support for first-time homebuyers who meet certain conditions, such as a history of paying their rent on time. This will give families the chance to compete with the investors. She's also proposing legislation that would limit predatory investing. Even if you're not in a place to buy a home, she's proposing legislation that would stop landlords from price fixing, which could lower the cost of your rent and perhaps open up your chance to own your own home in a couple of years. With Harris's Entrepreneurs and Innovators policy plan, she's hoping to help people like you own their own business. It is worth saying this isn't out of nowhere. Since President Biden and Vice President Harris took office, American entrepreneurs have filed nearly 20 million applications to start new businesses. Business ownership has doubled among Black families and hit a 30-year high for Hispanic families. Now she wants to add 25 million more to that number. So how is she going to do that? First, she'll expand the startup expense deduction from $5,000 to $50,000 and allow new businesses the flexibility to either use the deduction immediately or in a future year to help reduce their taxes when they start to make a profit. She'll fund a network of innovation hubs consisting of networks of federal, state, and local governments, along with private businesses, to innovate and provide opportunities in tech manufacturing. These hubs will connect small businesses and suppliers with federal and state agencies to help them get government contracts. She'll provide a fund that enables community banks and community development financial institutions, CDFIs, to cover interest costs while small businesses are expanding. This will bridge the gap between when you invest in expanding your business and start reaping the rewards. She'll allocate a third of federal contract dollars to small businesses with an emphasis on rural small businesses. Rural small businesses currently make up 11% of all small businesses, but only account for 2% of federal procurement dollars. She wants to even that out and has several plans to close that gap. She'll also make it easier for small businesses to file taxes by creating a standard deduction code similar to what individual filers have. Finally, she'll work to cut much of the red tape that makes starting a new business cumbersome and encourage state and local governments to do the same. But what if you don't want to start your own business? What if you're happy working for a paycheck? First, it's worth mentioning, all those small businesses will also create new job opportunities. But Harris will also be working to create new manufacturing jobs. She'll work to pass the American Forward Tax Plan, which will reward manufacturing businesses that retool for the future and protect union and community jobs. Through the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law, the CHIPS and Science Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, and the American Rescue Plan, the Biden-Harris administration has already catalyzed more than $900 billion of investments in manufacturing and related sectors, which in turn has quadrupled the new job rate in 1,000 left-behind rural counties that were struggling even pre-pandemic. And if you don't have a college degree, she wants to remove the college requirement from many federal jobs that require a degree, even though they don't require the education that comes with it. This will make it easier for many Americans with just a high school degree to find good jobs with good benefits. And if you're in a union or want to be, she'll continue to empower unions by signing the Public Service Freedom to Negotiate Act and the Protecting the Right to Organize Act. Whether you want to start your own business or work for someone else, you're better off under a Harris administration. She'll also help you lower costs. If you're a parent, she'll restore the $3,600 child tax credit. That's not just money back at the end of the year. This means that you would get up to $300 per child in your bank account on the 15th of every month. That's a lot of milk and eggs. Before the Republicans let it expire the first time, it had reduced childhood poverty to record lows, and that's why she wants to bring it back. She also wants to expand that so that you get $6,000 or $500 per month for the first year of your newborn's life. And if you're a lower-income household without children, she'll expand the Earned Income Tax Credit to cut your taxes by $1,500. She'll also do some things to bring the cost of food down. Do you remember when the price of baby formula spiked because it was almost all made in one factory that had to shut down because of an infection? She will work to diversify supply chains for food production, processing, and distribution. This will eliminate those kinds of single points of failure which drive up the prices of certain goods. She'll work to empower small grocers and growers to compete against the large corporate grocers while working on going after mergers that enable larger grocers to raise prices. Finally, she'll work with Congress to make the kind of price gouging that exacerbated inflation in 2022 and 2023 illegal. She will also expand and make the tax credit enhancements for the Affordable Care Act marketplace plans permanent, lowering the cost of healthcare insurance. And she'll expand the $35 insulin cap and $2,000 annual cap in pharmaceuticals to all Americans. More money and lower costs are good for most bank accounts. Finally, she wants to protect your retirement years. Republicans say they won't cut Social Security, but they want to raise the retirement age. But another 2 or 3 years of your life before you can retire is a different kind of cut to Social Security. Kamala Harris will protect that and allow you to have those years to enjoy your retirement. Perhaps you or your parents are getting to the age where you are too old to take care of yourself. If that's the case, Kamala wants to expand Medicare to cover in-home services. This means that you or they would receive assistance from caregivers that come to the home and help with things like cleaning the house, cooking dinner, doing laundry, and taking you to doctor's appointments. Studies show that such care is better for the patients than going to a nursing home. Patients have lower stress and sleep better when they are in their own homes. This can also free up adult children who may be unable to work because they are providing in-home care for their elderly parents. In summary, whether you're at the beginning of your adult life, retired, or somewhere in between, Harris is looking out for all Americans of all ages, and she'll be better for your wallet. She is the only candidate with a detailed policy plan to help with the day-to-day finances, and as such, she deserves your vote.